Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're tackling a common challenge for remote teams, the skills gap. You know the feeling, projects stall, communication gets messy, output suffer, and deadlines just whoosh by. Workload strains start to build and your team starts to rely heavily on just a few key individuals just to keep things afloat. But fear not, there's a proven 4-step process to diagnose and address those skill gaps, even when your team is scattered across the globe. So let's jump right in. Step 1, diagnose the problem. Before we fix anything, we've got to identify the root cause of the issue. Here's the thing. A skills gap doesn't just show up in performance reviews. It can manifest in a few not so subtle ways, all right? So here are some of those ways. 1, over-dependence on key individuals. Is your team's success hinging on only 1 or 2 people? This people is a red flag. We've got to stop doing this. Next, we've got workload strain. Feeling overwhelmed and burnt out, it could be a sign that skill gaps are creating extra work for everyone. And then we've got poor quality outputs. Are projects missing the mark? A lack of necessary skills can lead to subpar results. And then slowness and missed deadlines. Is your team constantly playing catch up? Gaps in crucial skills can create bottlenecks and delays. Now, our preferred method of Art of Teams for diagnosing the skills gap is a skills audit workshop with your whole team. This isn't just a top-down evaluation, it's about engagement and alignment. By working together, you can identify the gaps, promote collaboration, and pave the way for a smoother skills filling process later on. But here's the important part. If you are not serious about addressing the gaps you uncover, skip this step altogether. Raising awareness of skill deficiencies without a plan to bridge them will seriously disgruntle and disengage your team. Department leaders, remember this. Frustrated employees, update their LinkedIn profiles. Step 2. Upskill your team. Now that you know where the gaps are, it's time to empower your team with the skills they need. While existing training programs can be a great starting point, remember, implementation is key. This is the most important part. So hold off on rolling out training until you think about steps 3 and 4, which kind of go a bit deeper into the implementation. So here's a pro tip actually. If your team is already wary of change, they're not so excited about it, and you might be feeling a little bit of resistance from them already, consider a training provider who can customize the learning to your specific needs. For example, instead of generic project management training, focus on the methodology and the tools you actually use in your company. Relevance is key to engagement. Step 3, co-create a better workflow. All right, let's talk workflow. Think of it as the series of steps your team takes to get work done. Now that they have new skills and new tools, those steps might need an overhaul. Here's how to tackle this step. Prioritize key tasks. Focus on the most important tasks that need a workflow revamp. Collaborative brainstorming. Use online whiteboards or brainstorming tools like Lucidchart or Miro to get everyone involved in designing a new optimized workflow for each task. Step 4, embed the change. Building new habits takes time and reinforcement. That's where rituals and rhythms come in. Now we're really starting to feel the rubber hit the road. Rituals are specific activities your team does regularly to support the effectiveness of your workflow and your outputs. Think things like quality assurance meetings and other meetings that you might have just to make sure that things are happening. And then you've got rhythms. These are the cadence on which these activities happen. So if you're doing a skills sharing lunch and learn, doing it monthly is a great rhythm. So these lunch and learns can help everyone stay on the same page and foster continuous learning. Overall, that's what a rhythm is supposed to do. It's supposed to keep things ticking along because they're happening habitually and regularly. So there you have it. With this 4-step process and a little creativity, you can bridge the skills gap in your remote team and watch your productivity soar. If you've got any tips for closing the skills gap in remote teams, share them in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more remote team management hacks.